Hi friends and welcome back. It's time for more Steins Gate. Give me just a second. I gotta fix a couple things real quick. I guess I could go over the summary for chapter 9 while we're sitting here. Let me at least launch the game, because I have a habit of not starting it. One sec. Not very good at multitasking. Oh, hold on. I gotta let Joker out first. Never mind. That's more important. Get out. Come on. Every time. Alright, hi friends. If you weren't here for chapter 9, I am going to do my absolute best to try to summarize it, but it's very big and there's a lot of important stuff that happens. Next world line to undo in chapter 9 is Moeka's. So in order to undo her D-mail, we have to steal her phone and send a cancellation D-mail for her to change her phone models. We find Moeka's apartment through her employer, but when we get to her apartment, we find out on this world line she actually kills herself long before Mayuri is actually killed. Okabe goes back a few days, finds Moeka in her apartment, desperately trying to contact FB. It seems like she's been cut off from the other rounders and FB won't talk to her. After a big, awkward fight, Okabe steals Moeka's phone and sends the D-mail reversal finally, but turns out that wasn't the D-mail. Gotcha, dumbass. So then there's a second fight. And after we finally convince that Moeka that FB abandoned her, she breaks down and tells Okabe pretty much everything. We found out the Rounders are just a group of social outcasts that get enlisted through fucking spam into a crazy cult for FB. Moeka was so desperate for any kind of human contact that she committed her life to helping this strange individual on the phone that she never met. We then find out that the actual D-mail was revealing the location of the IBN 5100, so she could go steal it from the storeroom. And then Okabe tries to send another reversal. That one doesn't work either because Moeka is too determined to please FB and goes anyways when she's told that it's a trap. So we decide that the only thing to do at this point is to contact her from FB's phone, because that's the only one that she'll listen to. So after a big goofy section where they track down FB with Moeka's help, they find out that Mr. Brown has been FB this entire time, which isn't like the hugest surprise in the world after everything that's gone on, but he is the leader of the Rounders. In this world line, FB cuts off Moeka to keep her safe. Once we find out that once a Rounder acquires an IBN 5100, they're eliminated to preserve secrecy for CERN. And instead, Mr. Brown fucking kills himself, and we just take his phone. Nai ends up fleeing from the house. Later on, shows up at Moeka's apartment and stabs her to death. In a fun little alternate ending, after you get the phone, you can investigate. The important part that before that is after she kills Moeka, she tells Okabe that in 15 years she's gonna kill him too, and then runs off. And then the little alternate ending happens, and then you find out that Nai has time leaped 15 years into the past to get revenge for her father's death, and that due to causality she can't kill Okabe right now, but she will in the future, and she gives him a nasty recount of his torture and murder, and then runs off again. So since this whole world line fucking sucks anyways, we take the phone and we prepare to send the D-mail, and then Okabe remembers the consequences of his first email, and that in order to save Mayuri and escape the beta, or to the beta attractor field, Kurisu has to die. And that's where it ends. I think that's everything. I can't really think of anything else that's like super major or important. I'm gonna update this real quick because it has a pop-up. Never mind, I'm not going to. Anyways, that was a lot. Sorry, I got a little mixed up on my notes there. Hey, I still haven't launched the game. So in order to save my Yuri, our cute tsundere lab assistant has to die. Of course, I'm still not ready because I also need the flowchart. Though maybe not really, but there's sometimes some fun things that you can run into that you wouldn't get if you pick some weird, stupid options. Okay. Is it game time now? Borderless gaming. Anyway, sorry I wasn't here yesterday. I decided to take some time off. I was getting a little frustrated with myself personally, and just needed to get away for a little bit and do some other stuff. I was kind of being an asshole these last couple of days that I have been streaming, I've noticed. And I probably shouldn't let my real life problems leak into the stream quite as much as I did these last few days. So I'm really sorry if I was a dick to you. Probably should take better care of myself. Anyways. Video game. We are on chapter 10. I don't remember the title. Endless apoptosis. No, wait, that's chapter 9. Wait, where'd I save? Oh, hold on. Chapter 10, chapter 10, chapter 10, chapter 10, chapter 10, chapter... Maybe... Oh, well, that's close enough, I guess. Alright. Yeah. So you know what? Here you go. Mikise Kurisu dies. There we go. Yeah! Chapter 10, Paradox Meltdown. There we go. I thought I'd found the solution, that everything would be alright. But the equation was meaningless. I had solved nothing. Instead, I'm left with a terrible choice. My Yuri. Or Kurisu. One of them must die. Radicon is still off limits. They haven't yet repaired the hole that Suzuha's time machine made. I looked down through the hole at the streets of Akiba. From up here, they looked narrow and stifling. Across the way, a train rumbles by. I watch the yellow-striped cars move past. I came here because I wanted to be alone. The day before yesterday, I abruptly canceled the attempt to hack CERN. Kurisu and Daro demanded an explanation, but I just couldn't give them one. The decision has paralyzed me. 2 days later, I'm still nowhere close to finding an answer. Oh yeah, they got the IBM 5100, I forgot to tell you! That was the important part! Literally the only thing I didn't say is that when they undid the timeline, they got the IBM 5100. It was just there. What do I do? 2 weeks ago, on July 28th, Dr. Nakabachi held a press conference in this very spot. The same day, Kurisu was murdered. Let's say we go through with the plan and delete the first email I sent, the one about Kurisu's death from CERN's database. That would return us to the beta world line, where it all began. What would happen then? According to my predictions, our friend, lab member 004, Mikise Kurisu would disappear. Someone who died on July 28th cannot be alive now, on August 15th. That would defy causality. A time paradox. That world line has already rejected her existence. The moment we erase the D-mail, Kurisu will cease to exist. And so I'm left with two options. Option 1. Hack CERN with the IBM 5100 and erase the first D-mail I sent, thus returning to the beta world line. Kurisu will disappear, but Mayuri will live. CERN will never build a time machine and the future will be free. Option 2. Don't hack CERN. Keep living here on the Alpha world line. Mayuri will die. So will Moeka and FB. Kurisu will likely be kidnapped by CERN, but at very least she won't die. With her research, CERN will gain control of space-time and the future will be a dystopia where no one's free.
どちらか選べだと
Ridiculous. I choke out a laugh. How am I, of all people, supposed to make that choice?
こんなの選べるわけないだろ
I don't really care about the future, whether it's free or ruled by CERN. I know I should care. Suzuha entrusted her wish to me. Doesn't that make it my responsibility? But still, it doesn't seem quite real. 20 years is a long time. Right now, only Mayuri and Kurisu matter. I must choose which to save. If I'd been given this choice back on July 28th before this all started, I probably would have not hesitated to abandon Kurisu and save Mayuri. But it's not July 28th. It's August 15th. I spent 2 long weeks with Kurisu. She's one of us now, an integral part of the lab. And as I leapt through time again and again, she was the person I relied on the most. Always calm, always thoughtful, always ready with a new hypothesis. Always there to give me a push when I needed it most. I wouldn't even have the time leap machine if not for Kurisu. Thanks to her, I made it this far. After all she's done for me, there's no way I can abandon her now. But nor can I let Mayuri die. Everything I've done, I did to save her. I would give anything, even my own life, to see her safe. More than anything, I want her to live. No matter what, I won't let her die.
結局どっちも選べない選べるわけがない
Kill Kurisu or kill Mayuri. That's what this choice comes down to.
こんな結末なのかよ
I drive my fists into the wire fence.
鈴葉やフェイリスやルカ子や萌えかみんなの思いを犠牲にしてまでたどり着いたのがこんな結末なのかよ
Is there no other option? No way to save them both? What if I use Suzuha's time machine? I could return to the beta world line, then use her time machine to travel to July 28th. No, that won't work. The reason Suzuha leapt to 2010 was to prevent CERN from creating a dystopia. That only occurs on this world line. On the beta world line, she'll have no reason to leap to 2010. Suzuha's time machine won't exist, so I won't be able to use it. Alright, then what if I send Kurisu a warning via D-mail? I could say, don't go to Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. No, that won't work either. Remember, causality converges. Kurisu's death is inevitable on the beta world line, just as Mayuri's is inevitable on this world line. No matter what I do, fate will ensure her death.
ダメだ
I slowly sink to the floor with my back against the fence.
俺は助けられない
I'm powerless against the will of fate. What should I do? What should I do? Maybe Mayuri doesn't die on the current world line. I canceled Moika's D-mail, plus I haven't had an opportunity to check the divergence meter since. Might there be a chance? If the pattern continues, Mayuri's death has been pushed back to the night of the 17th. If Mayuri doesn't die between 7 and 8 p.m. that night, then I won't have to face this horrible decision. I know it's unlikely. I understand that from all my experiences so far. But still, I can't help but cling to that hope. Mayuri and Kurisu. If I can just save them both. Then, I don't care if the future's ruled by CERN. I'll betray Suzuha's dream if that's what it takes. So please, let Mayuri live. To whom should I make this desperate plea? God? Fate? The universe itself? Either way, I'm just one insignificant human among billions. Will my prayers truly reach? I already know what the answer will be. And that knowledge, that certainty is despair. Kamima runs for 3 straight days, from the 15th to the 17th. On the last day, I go with Mayuri and stay with her from morning until Kamima closes. It's not really my thing though, and the crowd's ridiculous, so I wait off to the side with Mayuri's bags. From time to time, Mayuri appears with a new bag for me to guard, and usually a snack for us to share, but I spend most of the day alone. To some extent, I'm here to escape reality, to empty my mind and forget my fears. But even when I close my eyes, I can still hear the footsteps of death approaching. It's already dark by the time the bus drops us back at Akiba. Mayuri's dragging her costume case behind her. I'm carrying bags covered in moe artwork and loaded with doujinshi. These are all Mayuri's purchases, not mine. I can't believe she bought so much stuff. I guess the reason she doesn't cosplay herself is that she's too busy shopping. We get off the bus and stand there for a while.
Mayuriはこれからどうするんだ？まっすぐ家に帰るか？
ラボに行こうと思ってたんだよ。
何か用事が？
特にないけどね。オカリンと一緒に久々にのんびりしたいなって。ちょっとお腹が空いたからね。途中でジューシー唐揚げナンバー1を買うの。
Maybe Mayuri wants a taste of normalcy again now that the chaos of Kamima is ended. I can't begrudge her that. I stifle a groan and shrug my shoulders.
じゃあ帰るか。
ねえねえオカリン、今日はね、どうしてマユシーについてきてくれたの？これまでは一度もコミマに一緒に行ったことないよね。オカリンは萌えには興味ないもんね。
ロボットアニメには興味はある。
Hell yeah, brother. But not so much that I line up early in the morning for Kamima each year, like Daru and Mayuri do.
で、どうして今日は付き合ってくれたの？
それは。
To confirm your death. Those words pop into my head, but I quickly shake them away. Why am I so set on Mayuri dying? I want her to live, remember?
それは？
気まぐれだ。
そっか。
Suddenly, silence. A downhearted frown replaces the usual smile on Mayuri's face. Did my answer upset her? But it's not like I could tell her the truth. How do you tell someone they're going to die?
ルカ子が
I frantically try to smooth things over.
コスプレして恥ずかしがっているところを見て笑ってやろうと思ったのだが来ていなくて残念だった。
Yeah.
ルカ君絶対大人気になっちゃうのにね。いろんなブログに画像アップされまくってね、新聞社のニュースサイトにも載って海外にも紹介されちゃったりするよ。そしたらルカ君はワールドワイドなスーパースターなので、マユシーはそれを見て遠いところに行っちゃったなーって思いを馳せるのです。
I came to be an asshole is a pretty good Okabe excuse, though. So, I think it's pretty believable.
本当にそうなりそうだから困る。
ねえ、オカリ。
Suddenly, Mayuri turns around and peeks at my face as she walks backwards.
今日はね、ありがとう。
なんだ、突然。
だってね、さっきも言ったけど、オカリンと一緒にコミマ来たの初めてだもん。マユシーは結構嬉しかったよ。
A smile finally returns to Mayuri's face.
でもね、次はオカリンもコスプレしてくれるともっと嬉しいかも。
ああ、考えておく。
That's right, don't think negative thoughts. Think about a fun, bright future.
いいの？本当に？
マユリ自身もコスプレして参加するならな。それだけじゃなく、ルカ子とそれとクリスティーナも呼ぼう。二人にコスプレさせるよう説得しろ。そこまでできたなら、真打ちとしてこの俺が狂気のマッドサイエンティスト王院京馬としてコミマに降臨しようではないか。
The next Kamima takes place this winter. We'll all be there, as if none of this ever happened. All of us laughing and smiling together. Just imagine a future like that.
そっか、道は険しいね。でもね、今ちょっと想像してみたらとっても楽しそう。それにクリスちゃんはコスプレに興味津々みたいだったし、脈あるかも。
I think Kamima happens during a holiday. I don't know what Oban holidays are, but it's happening now.
マユシ、頑張ってみるね。
We arrive at the lab. I look up at the second floor, but there's no light in the window. Oddly enough, there's nobody here today. I've got a bad feeling about this. Is Moeka going to ambush us? On the previous world line, I forgave Moeka and Tenoji, but that's already been undone. This is a new world line. The Rounders are still alive, and they're still after the time leap machine.
マユリ、ここでちょっと待ってろ。
I motion for her to sit and wait on the bench in front. Then I carefully check the area. I know my efforts are likely futile. But still, I want to do anything I can. Anything to give Mayuri a chance, however small, of surviving on this world line. Something tells me it would be foolish to go straight up to the lab. So first, I decide to check the street for any suspicious people. I walk down the street towards Kuramebashi Dori. Careful to always keep Mayuri in sight. Suddenly, a white station wagon parked at the end of the street fires its engine and takes off in our direction.
Huh?
I can see clearly through the front window. The man in the driver's seat is unfamiliar. But I have seen the station wagon before. It's the same one Moeka used to run us over on a previous world line. The same one Tenoji used to transport the IBN 5100. And now it's bearing down on me at full speed. I'm in the center of the road. There's nowhere to run. The station wagon flips on its high beams, instantly turning my vision white. I can't move. It's all happening too fast. I expected an ambush inside the lab. Instead, I'm facing a charging car. What do I do? I'm fine. I won't die. This world line hasn't approved that fate. No, wait. What day is it? This is the first time I've made it to the 17th. Does that mean my death is still undecided? Will I die in Mayuri's place? If that'll save her, if that'll end this, then maybe it's for the best. No, I don't want to die yet. Two contradictory emotions collide in my mind. My body doesn't know which way to turn. Will I be the one to die? Something slams into my back. I open my eyes. I'm lying on the side of the road. My whole body hurts, but I don't appear to be seriously injured. Someone saved me? I look up to see the station wagon's taillights disappearing around the corner. And there, lying in the center of the road, is Mayuri. Mayuri! I run to her side. Mayuri's bleeding from the head. The pavement is slick with blood. Did she protect me? But that's not what I wanted. I lift her body up into my arms. Her eyes twitch, then slowly open.
Okari.
Mayuri. ごめん。俺のせいで。
Her hand wanders, as if seeking something. It reaches for the starry sky. Her eyelids are heavy. They could close any second now. But still, she looks straight into my eyes. And for some reason, she smiles.
やっとマユシーはオカリンの役に立てたよ。
何を。
Stardust handshake. Her delicate fingers grasp at the sky, but all they find is empty air. Her arm goes limp. I grab her hand before it hits the ground. Mayuri's no longer breathing. I've seen her die countless times. But this time, it's too much. This time, it's all my fault. I embrace Mayuri's tattered body, her lifeless, motionless, tattered body. I clench my jaw and bite back my tears.
マユリ、ここからじゃあんまり星が見えないな。こんなのあんまりだろう。
Why did she have to die like this? What possible meaning could this death have? Yes, it happened because fate demanded it. Yes, her death is unavoidable, the result upon which this world line converges. I knew from the beginning this would happen, but I never imagined that she would die saving me, and with a smile on her face.
やっと役に立てたって。一体どういう意味なんだよ。なあ。
There is no future for Mayuri on this world line. And that brings me once again to the choice. Do I return to the Beta world line killing Kurisu? Or do I leave things as they are and accept Mayuri's death? I can't run away. I'm the one who twisted fate. I'm the one who must decide. The sky's blue. I'm on the roof of the Rodicon after going back 56 hours with 2 time leaps. I lean against the wire fence and stretch out my legs as I look at the sky. I wanted more time to think. That's why I came back. Last time, I spent 2 days refusing to face reality. But this is no longer an option, now that I've confirmed Mayuri's death. This time, I need to reach a decision. But how? This equation has no solution. No matter what choice I make, someone dies. From a purely utilitarian viewpoint, I should choose the beta world line where CERN never creates a dystopia. But it's not that simple, not for me. There must be some other way. Where are you now? Where are you? You haven't been in the lab in 2 days. Are you still in Akihabara? We're worried, you know. You were acting strange yesterday. I want to help, so tell me where you are. It doesn't feel right not having you around. Where are you? I want to see you. According to Suzuha, 2010 is a point of great divergence at the attractor field level. I think that divergence has already commenced by the time I sent the D-mail reporting Kurisu's death. So when did the divergence begin? I can't say for sure, but I think it was the moment we completed the phone wave. That was around the middle of July. Daru and I deemed it a failure right after completion. By the time Kurisu was killed, there was already a huge divergence at the attractor field level. Now to think about it, reading Steiner activated that day when I sent the D-mail that started it all. At that moment, every pedestrian and vehicle on the main street of Akiba suddenly vanished. It feels so long ago. But now I can finally explain it. That was the moment I moved to the Alpha World Line. Hey Newtep, thank you. On the Beta World Line where this all began, Suzuha didn't arrive in her time machine. Dr. Nakabachi's conference went ahead as planned, and the flow of tourists and shoppers through Akiba was unimpeded. But when I sent the D-mail, events changed on a huge scale, from my perspective at least. On the current world line, Suzuha crashed her time machine into the roof of the Rodicon. Nakabachi's presentation was cancelled, and this part of Akiba was closed to traffic. Because I was out on the street when the world line changed, it appeared to me as if thousands of people suddenly vanished. The truth is that they were never there to begin with. Like a magician's trick, it's so obvious once you understand how it works. The real problem is the timing of the D-mail. I moved to the Alpha World Line after Kurisu died. If I had sent the D-mail before she died, then I might have been able to intervene, even now on this world line. But no, that would defy causality. I sent that D-mail because I saw Kurisu's body. That's the way it has to be. Who killed her anyways? I still don't know. It definitely wasn't suicide. What if I identify the murderer and send them a D-mail warning them off? Would that prevent her death? I mean, no one has tried to kill her on this world line, have they? Maybe there's a chance. However, to send that D-mail, I would first have to move to the Beta world line. The more I think about it, the more futile it seems. I've already seen Mayuri die countless times. Everything I tried to prevent it failed. I understand all too well. Hello? Game? Oh, okay. Hello? Game? Did you break? Ah, fuck, it broke. Give me a second. This happened last time too. Let me save real quick and reload the game, because for some reason at a certain point when you're playing this and you use the mouse, well, I'll just have to go back. Sometimes the mouse just stops working. That sucks. Can't even close it. Should just be Steins game. Why don't I see the process for it? Just let me close the fucking game, please. Yeah, it's weird. I don't actually even see the Steingate process running. So I guess the only way I can do this is to unfortunately restart real quick. Hold on. See you in a second. I'll just sit here in silence while I talk to myself and drink coffee. I guess I can finish my coffee while I wait for it to restart. But that's the second time it's done this. Before it wasn't too bad because it was at the end of the chapter. And I could just press the space bar through the rest of it. But it's a little early for it to happen this time. I'm okay. My hand's feeling okay today. Yesterday I did a little bit of art finally for like the first time in a week. And it felt good to at least do something. My hand has had me so frustrated and sad. But I've managed to work around it. Alright. Dashboard, please. Alright, got that. My chat. Acquired. Moved. Launch video game. Close Discord. Yeah, more Pete's. I've caved. 100%. I've had 2 cups of coffee today. Full caffeine. Sorry. It's over, yeah. It's not in a quantity that is affecting my sleep, but it's over. Anyways, I'm back. Wow, it's just like this recently happened. My ad is really loud for some reason. Oh, I need my flowchart too. But yeah, I think the option bugged out because I don't think this was here before. Okay. I'm on the roof of the Rodicon. Maybe I went past a point where I can no longer select it. Unfortunately, for now, I'll have to ignore it. Let me try to catch up to where we were. I think it might just remove the reply after a certain amount of time, like if you click too far. Yeah, I probably just clicked too far for it. But that's okay. I didn't need to interact with that one yet anyways. No, this one already. Okay. Let's see. By the time now I think about it, reading center activated that day, and we got this scene. Sorry, this literally just happened, and I can't remember where we left off. Conference. Talk about who was killing Kurisu. There we go. I think that might have been it. No. Okay. I thought I was alone, but it seems that I was wrong. I turn around to see Kurisu standing in the open door. I avert my eyes. I can't look her in the face, not now.
こんなところで何してる？
いや、よくここが分かったな。
一人になりたいって言ってたから、確率的に見てここに一番いそうっていう回を導き出した。
だったら一人にさせてくれ。わざわざ探さなくていい。俺は迷子の子供じゃない。
何よ、せっかく人が心配して探しに来たのに。いや、心配はしてないけど。
Right after she gets herself flustered, Kurisu sighs and puts on a serious expression.
私だってあんたのことなんて放っておこうかと思った。ただ一昨日の岡部なんか変だったから。まあいつも変なんだけど、いつも以上にって意味で。くそまずいオートミール食べてる時みたいなしょげっぷりじゃない？何があった？
何も。
だったらなんでセルンへのクラッキングをやめたの？
お前だってクラッキングは良くないと言っていただろう。
大イーホフラグが立ってビビったんですね。わかります。
せめて順法精神に目覚めたと言ってくれ。
全然らしくないな。いつもの独善的な態度はどこ行ったのよ。狂気のマッドサイエンティスト法王院京馬のくせに。
独善的でなんかいられるか。今回ばかりは独善的じゃいられないんだ。
I forced my ego on others before. Suzuha, Ferris, Lukaku. I sacrificed their dreams for the sake of my goal. I justified it by telling myself that it was necessary to save Mayuri. I weighed their suffering against the alternative and made my self-righteous choice. But this time, the alternatives are impossible to compare.
仲間のどちらを見殺しにするかって決断を前にして独善的でいられたら、むしろどれだけ楽だっただろうな。
どちらかを見殺しってどういう意味？
なあ、クリスティーナ。俺は所詮ただの学生なんだよ。狂気のマッドサイエンティスト法院京馬。 そんなの全部妄想だ。設定だ。気づかなかっただろ。
いや、初対面時点でなんとなく気づいてましたが。
初対面か。
What if I hadn't found Kurisu's body back then? Let's try imagining this situation. If I hadn't seen Kurisu's dead, or hadn't seen Kurisu dead, I wouldn't have interrogated her before the seminar at ATF. Without hearing me call her a zombie, she wouldn't have taken an interest in me. She wouldn't have come to the lab. Ultimately, we would have never built the time leap machine, leaving me without the means to save Mayuri. And of course, Kurisu would have not become our friend. We would not be as close as we are right now.
答えて岡部。どういう意味なの？
I can't meet her questioning gaze.
どうしても言わないとダメか。
散々相談に乗ってやったでしょ。今さら遠慮するな。
That's not what this is about.
だったら覚悟してくれ。これから話すのは相談じゃない。事実だ。お前にとっては死亡宣告になる。
え？
Kurisu's voice cracks a little.
俺は説明したよな。セルにクラッキングをすることでマユリが死ぬことのないベータ世界線へたどり着けると。
2036年のセルンのディストピアもなくなる自由な未来が待ってるバラ色の世界線、そんな風に聞こえた。
バラ色なものかよ。元凶となった最初の D メール、その内容はお前にも見せたはずだ。ベータ世界線ではそのメールの内容が実際に起きた。
Kurisu is a genius. I have no doubt that she understands.
ベータ世界線ではお前は7月28日に死んでいるんだ、クリス。そしてそれはアトラクターフィールド理論による収束のせいでどうしても回避できない。マユリを救おうとするなら俺はお前を見殺しにしないといけないんだ。
Kurisu says nothing. What expression is she making now? I reluctantly sneak a look at her face. She's staring out across the cityscape. Her eyes look distant. I see neither fear nor sadness in her face. She seems accepting. Kurisu's always like this. Always calm no matter what. It's hard to believe that she's younger than me. Her soft chestnut hair blows in the wind. She lifts a hand to hold it down.
ねえ、岡部。アトラクターフィールドってどこまで信憑性があると思う？
信憑性？
あれって全部ジョン・タイター、天音さんの受け売りでしょ。2036年時点ではスタンダードらしいけど、その時代の研究者たちは一体どうやってそれが正しいって証明したの？
理論が間違っていると言いたいのか。だが確かに収束は存在する。俺はそれを身をもって体験した。
収束は正しいとしても、無限個に枝分かれした世界線が重ね合わせ状態になっているっていうのは？
俺が世界線を移動すると世界は再構成される。過去から未来までだ。
それって岡部の主観での話でしょ。あんたの脳が認識してる私はベータ世界線に行くと死んでるのよね。それはつまり私が死んでいる世界線と私が死んでいない世界線のうちあんたの主観が前者を選んだってことになるわけだけど、あんたの脳が認識する世界と私の脳が認識する世界は別物かもしれないっていう可能性はないのかな。
Brains. I forgot her specialty is brain science.
別物って世界が分裂するということか。
分裂というか電車みたいなものなのかも。
電車？
わかりやすい例を挙げると、
Krisu takes out her phone and starts fiddling with it.
路線図で調べてみたけど、秋葉原から横浜に行くのにどの路線を選ぶか。
お前鉄オタだったのか。
Oh yeah, I'm a big rail fan. Short for railroad fanatic, an otaku with an interest in trains.
違う、例えよ例え。あんたは山手線で東京駅まで出て、そこから東海道本線に乗るのを選んだ。
Right now I have one yaoi flag and one death flag, so interpret that as you may. Oh, you mean in the game? I don't know. Krisu keeps talking as she looks at her phone, apparently reading off an itinerary.
でも私は山手線で大崎まで行った後、湘南新宿ラインに乗った。もしかしたら別の人、橋田なんかはそもそもいきなり秋葉原から京浜東北線に乗っちゃうかもしれない。真由里なら東京から新幹線に乗るかも。岡部と私は東京駅までは同じ電車に乗ってるけど、そこからは違う線に乗って同じ目的地を目指している。
それを世界に当てはめるとパラレルワールドを主張するのか。
たまには私も妄想ぐらいする。でも世界が一つだと誰が証明した？
鈴葉の言葉と俺のリーディングシュタイナーが。
正体不明のタイムトラベラーと原因不明の特殊能力ね。
鈴葉は正体不明では。
彼女が橋田の娘かどうかは誰にも証明
Yeah,
できない。
fuck Suzuha.
2036年から来たともディストピアのことも証明できない。実際に2036年にならないとね。
We'll make our own time, and it'll be better.
そもそももしリーディングシュタイナーが正しいなら、あらゆる人間の記憶があんたの主観に引きずられてることになる。そんなの無理がありすぎる。もしそうだったら岡部は文字通り神よ。でも現実には神なんていない。世界はあんたを中心に回っているわけじゃない。あんたの脳がそう錯覚させているだけ。世界にとってあんたが神だというなら、同体積の脳を持つ私も世界にとって神になれるわけで。
何が言いたいんだ。
仮に岡部の主観が私が死ぬ世界線を選んだとして、私の主観も同じように私が死ぬ世界線を選ぶとは限らない。それは私の主観がここに存在していることからもわかる。すでにこの世界線は私が死なない世界線なわけだから。あんたの主観がベータ世界線に行ってしまっても、私の主観はここに留まることだってできるのかもしれない。精神はどこにあるかって話。そして私は私の精神をあんたの好きにさせたくない。
科学者とは思えないほどのファンタジーな理論だ。
でも可能性はゼロじゃない。だから あんたは何も心配する必要はない。
Kurisu smiles. How can she smile? I just told her that she's going to die.
私を見殺しにできないって言って悩んでるのよね。でも今の私の仮説で言えば、私は別の可能性世界線で生き続けていける。だからそもそも岡部は悩む必要なんてない。
仮説は仮説だ。
アトラクタフィールド理論だって仮説。まだ誰にも何も証明されてないから。2036年時点では証明されていたとしても、その証明を今の私たちは確認できないから。そう考えれば未来の可能性は無限よ。
Kurisu turns her back to me after finishing. It's an armchair theory. A daring armchair theory that could quite possibly render meaningless everything I've done up to now. How can Kurisu stay so calm? She's just an 18-year-old girl.
ちなみに心配なんかしてくれなくてもいいから。岡部にそんなことされたら結構プライド傷つく。
そんな言い方。もしもし。マユリか。
Displayed on the screen is Mayuri's face, devoid of its usual brightness for some reason.
どうした？
ダル君から聞いたんだ。オカリンがなんだか変だったって。マユシーはコミマに夢中になってて、オカリンのことよく見ててあげられなかったね。いつもならオカリンが元気なかったらすぐに気づくのに。ごめんね。
Don't apologize. You've done nothing wrong.
でね、何かあったの？オカリン？
I can't tell her. I can't. I've kept it a secret from her all this time. That's the way it has to be.
何もないよ。
そっか。前はよくマユシーにいろんな話してくれたよね。例えば機関には幹部が4人いて、それぞれゲップとスダチと声優とジャコだっけ。
玄武とスザクと清流と白虎だ。
そうそう、それ。そういうね、オカリンのお話とっても面白かったな。でもねえオカリン、マユシーのこと重荷に感じてた。
そんなこと。
じゃあとりあえず切るね。もしマユシーにいろいろお話ししたいなって思ったらいつでも電話してくれていいからね。じゃあトゥットゥルー。
She hung up on me.
マユリ、なんだって？
あいつ何が重荷だよ。勝手に自分を責めやがって。ふざけるなよ、くそ。いつもは空気を読めないくせに、なんでこういう時だけ。
重荷ね。
俺は一度だって真由里を重荷に感じたことはない。
だったらそれをはっきり言ってあげればいい。
Maybe it wasn't a good idea to leave Mayuri in the dark. She never looks like she's thinking anything, and yet she saw my doubt. Either way, I can't tell her the truth.
岡部、
Krisu sighs, then glares at me.
これまでのあんたなら悩んだりしなかったはず。とりあえず真由里に会いに行くべき。あの子だっていろいろ思うところがあるんだろうし。
She's right. Even if I don't tell Mayuri the truth, I need to at least tell her something. I'll postpone my decision and go see Mayuri. It's afternoon on the first day of Kamima, and the crowds are finally beginning to thin out. Of course, the industry booths and cosplay area are still packed, but at least I don't have to wait in line to get in. I've been trying to get in touch with Mayuri for a while now, but she hasn't responded. I checked with Daru, but he hasn't seen her today either. Cosplay ends at 4 p.m. I focus on searching the cosplay area until then, but I still can't find her. Maybe she finished early and went home. I tried calling her home, no luck. They haven't seen her since she left this morning. Where is she? I'm always afraid that she'll disappear the second I take my eyes off her. It's been like that ever since she lost her grandmother. Maybe it's just my imagination. We've been so close for so long, I saw Mayuri at her weakest and most vulnerable. Maybe that has made me overprotective. But I don't care how other people see us. I just can't leave Mayuri alone. I step into the cemetery. The final resting place of Mayuri's beloved grandmother. When was the last time I came here? For about a year after Mayuri became my hostage, I'd periodically accompany her here. But I don't think I've been here since I entered high school, so it's been about 3 or 4 years. As I get closer to Mayuri's grandmother's grave, I begin to hear a voice. It's Mayuri. I'd recognize her voice anywhere. It sounds like she's talking to someone. I approach quietly.
ねえ、おばあちゃん。
Mayuri's standing there, talking to the grave. What a relief. She hasn't disappeared. I decide to watch silently from a short distance away.
最近ね、怖い夢をよく見るんだ。
For a second, I wonder if she's learned to commune with the dead, but no, she's just talking to herself.
その夢の中ではね、いつもマユシーはひどい目に遭うの。ピストルでバーンって撃たれたり、車の事故に巻き込まれたり、電車にひかれたり。
What? Don't tell me.
まるで本当のことみたいで、すごく痛くて、すごく悲しくて、誰か助けてって一生懸命声を出そうとするけど出せなくて、どうしてそんな夢見るのかな。
Does she remember her deaths? All of them? Is she inheriting memories like I do?
でね、その夢の最後はいつも決まってるの。マユシーが泣いてるとね、オカリンが助けに来てくれるんだ。マユシーはオカリンにありがとう、ありがとうって言うんだけど、その声もオカリンには聞こえてなくて、オカリンはマユシーを抱きしめてとっても悲しそうな顔をしてた。泣いちゃいそうだけど絶対に泣かなくてね。でも一生懸命我慢してるのがわかるの。
Come to think of it, both Ferris and Lukaku remembered their memories from before the past changed. I used to think that memories couldn't be shared between world lines. I used to think I was the exception with reading Steiner. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe everyone has the same power, and the only difference is how strong it is. Maybe reading Steiner's nothing special after all.
だからマユシーも悲しくなってごめんねごめんねって言うけど、やっぱり声は届かなくて、そこでいつも目が覚めるんだ。どうしてこんな夢見るのかな。
I failed so many times to save her. I watched her die again and again. Everything I've done has been to prevent this from happening. And yet, have the memories of those deaths been tormenting her as she sleeps? I bite my lip in frustration. I still have a terrible decision to make. Do I save Mayuri, or do I save Kurisu? There's no perfect ending here. I can't save them both. It's one or the other. If I choose Kurisu, then Mayuri's dreams will become reality. I don't want Mayuri to feel any pain. Until now, I've thought only of saving her. That's my goal. But at the same time, I can't let Kurisu die. Again, my thoughts hit the same dead end. Mayuri hasn't noticed me yet. She's still staring at the sky, just as she was on the day I took her hostage. She's talking to her grandmother in heaven.
あ、そうそう。最近ラボ面がすごく増えたんだよ。クリスちゃんでしょ、萌香さん、ルカ君、フェリスちゃん、それともう引っ越しちゃっていないけどすずさん。8人だよ。すごいね。
On this world line, they all became lab mims. However, not a single one of them has sent a D-mail.
最初はオカリンとマユシーの2人だけだったのにね。ラボができたばっかりの頃はね、オカリンはあんまり面白そうじゃなかったけど、最近はね、とっても楽しそうなんだよ。
Is that how she sees it? Well, she's not wrong. She really does know me, doesn't she?
そんなオカリンを見てるとね、マユシーも嬉しくなってニコニコできるの。それにね、賑やかだとウキウキしてくるし、特にクリスちゃんはね、アメリカの有名な本に論文が載ったりして、とっても頭がいいんだよ。マユシーは憧れちゃうのです。タイムマシンだって作っちゃうぐらいなんだから。あ、これはオカリンとダルくんも一緒に作ってたけどね。
Then Mayuri falls silent. Her gaze becomes distant. She stands still and looks up at the sky. What could she be thinking?
でもね、たまに思うんだ。最初マユシーが押しかけてラボに二人きりだった時のこと。学校が終わってラボに行くとね、オカリンはいないの。でね、お部屋の片付けしたり、可愛い小物を飾り付けたりしてるうちに、オカリンが少し遅れてやってきて、マユシーがおかえりって言うと、オカリンはただいまとは言わなくて、ご苦労って偉そうに答えてた。その後は毎日2時間ぐらい 2人でぼんやり過ごして一緒に電車でお家に帰るの。その2時間はね、会話なんてほとんどなくて、でも嫌な沈黙とかじゃなくて、ただそこにいるっていう感じで、2人で並んでソファーに座って、オカリンはラボの作戦計画書みたいなのを書いてて、マユシーは漫画読んだりゲームしたりして、たまに思い出したようにね、一緒にお菓子を食べてた。とてもゆっくり優しく時間が流れてて、それでもいいかななんて思ったり、まるでマユシーは本当に人質になっちゃったみたいだなとかふと思って、一人でえへへって笑ったり、オカリンはニコニコしてるマユシーを見てね、こういうの。
I remember. It was 4 months ago, still spring. The lab wasn't as lively as it is now. It was an isolated bubble of slow-moving time.
何かいいことでもあったのか？
あのね、いいことはなかったけど、あったよ。
そうか、幻想を見たのだろう。それはもしかすると機関の幹部の一人、通称イリュージョンコンダクターからの攻撃である可能性がある。
そっか、じゃあ気をつけなきゃ。でもね、きっとそのイリュージョンコダクさんっていう人は。
コダクさんではない、コンダクターだ。
その人はきっと悪い人じゃないと思うな。
It was nothing. Just meaningless chatter to pass the time.
それはマユシーにはすごく心地よくて、なんだか泣きそうなくらい嬉しくて、このままずっと続いてほしいなって思ってた。あ、今の賑やかさが嫌ってわけじゃないんだよ。
Mayuri shakes her head in denial. Finally, she stops looking up at the sky and bows her head instead.
最近ね、オカリンと話す時間ちょっと減っちゃった。だからね、マユシーは寂しくなっちゃったのかもしれないね。
It's true. I haven't had to talk to her lately. But that's because I've been fighting to prevent her death. To help her dreams from coming true. Also that Mayuri will keep smiling. I never again want to see her cry like she did on that day her grandmother died.
でもね、オカリンの重荷にはなりたくないんだ。
That word again. Burden. I've never thought of her as a burden.
マユシーはいつもオカリンに迷惑かけてばっかりだからね。おばあちゃん、
Mayuri lifts her head once more.
いつまでもこのままじゃいられないよね。
このままでいい。
When I finally speak to Mayuri, she turns my way with a surprised expression. Her face is so soft, so innocent. Slowly, her lips curve into a smile.
オカリンだー。あ、すごいね。どうしてここにいるってわかったの？
人質がどこにいるのか、俺は常に把握しているのだ。
人質。
だからお前は俺の手からは逃れられん。絶対にだ。
そっか。 でもね、あんまり無理したらダメだよ。マユシーはね、ちょっぴり心配なのです。
お前に心配されるほどこの法王院京馬はヤワではないのだ。マユリ、話せる時が来たら全て話す。だからそれまでお前は何も変わらずにいてくれ。
Mayuri stands up and turns to the grave once more. As an offering, she leaves a brand new white lily, as well as some dango dumplings.
オカリ、帰ろう。
帰る前に団子を食べるんだろ。
Back when we used to visit the cemetery together, it was part of our daily routine to eat dango on the way back.
もちろんだよ。
Akiba's empty again today. The otaku have all made the exodus to Kamima for the second day of battle. But come nightfall, they will return to Akiba like a victorious army laden with spoils, and the streets will be chaos. I know Daru's gone to Kamima. The question is, has Mayuri? I hope she has. I want things to be normal again. I remember what I heard yesterday, the feelings Mayuri expressed at her grandmother's grave. The events of the last few weeks have affected her as well. After I escorted Mayuri home from the cemetery, I spent the whole night racking my brain for a third option, a way out of this mess. My thoughts were a jumble, ideas coming and going too fast to judge which were right and which were wrong. But of course, there isn't a right choice here. For in the end, it always comes back to the same question: who do I let die? And no matter how hard I try to dance around it, the answer is always the same. I can't choose. Is there no one else who can make this decision? No, even if there were, I know I'd never accept their choice, whichever it happened to be. Once again, I'm heading for the roof of the Radakon. I had to get out of the lab. Mayuri or Kurisu might return at any moment, and I can't face them right now. I look up at the sky. The clouds are dark and heavy. It could start raining any minute now. I thought I was alone, but someone was here before me. Kurisu's lying in the middle of the roof, arms and legs spread as if making a snow angel. The image of Kurisu in a pool of blood flashes through my mind. Is she alright? I run towards her. But before I make it halfway, she suddenly sits up and turns to face me.
Okabe ka?
生きてたか。
What a dumb thing for me to say. Fortunately, it looks like Kurisu didn't hear me. She's busy combing her disheveled hair with her fingers. I breathe a silent sigh of relief.
そっか。ここだとあんたと会っちゃう可能性があること。忘れてた。
何をしていたんだ。
考え事。
そうか。
Was she thinking about her death? I don't know what to say, so I keep my mouth shut. Kurisu appears to be in the same boat. She's staring at the capsule toy dispenser in the corner, her face wearing the usual frown. The awkward silence drags on. When you think about it, Kurisu's fate rests in my hands. My decision will determine whether she lives or dies. Her fantastic hypothesis yesterday was a desperate attempt to construct a scenario where she doesn't die. Even if she believes her theory's correct, it must be difficult for her to avoid imagining her own death. I force a smile. It's getting really uncomfortable here.
邪魔になっているようだから俺はもう行く。
Damn. I was expecting a sarcastic remark like, since when do mad scientists have manners or something? Just then, something cold lands on the tip of my nose. When I look up, raindrops start landing on my forehead. An evening shower. It's only going to get more intense and quickly. Kurisu hasn't moved a muscle. She's just standing there with her arms folded, staring at the ground as if she doesn't notice the rain at all.
おい、雨が降ってきてるぞ。
She's acting strange, like her mind's elsewhere. I knew it. She's been thinking about. In less than a minute, the rain turns into a full downpour. We had no time to seek shelter. Kurisu's screams drowned out by the roar of the rain.
びっくり。
夕立を甘く見たな。
Now, safely inside the building, we take a moment to catch our breath. It's been a week since Suzuha's time machine disappeared, but Radha-kan is still closed. The lights are off, and it's pretty dark inside.
もっと早く忠告してよ。おかげで下着までびしょ濡れじゃない。
右に同じく。この暗さに助けられたな、助手よ。
どういう意味？
もしラジカンが営業していたら、今頃お前のあられもない姿が多くの人間の前にあらわにされていただろう。
Even in the dim light, I can tell that Kurisu's scrambling to cover her chest.
あんたも変態だってこと忘れてた。
自分から下着までびしょ濡れだと申告しておいてよく言う。
これ以上口聞かないで。下着の色とかよくも妄想したな。許さないから。
妄想などしてない。
She's too self-conscious. But the color of her underwear, huh? Gotta be white.
冷えるか？
だから脱いで乾かせって？ふざけないで。変態の手に引っかかるもんか。
誰もそんなこと言ってないだろう。少し落ち着け。ま、たとえ服を脱いだとしてもこの暗さだから案ずることはない。お前の貧相なヌード姿は誰にも見られることは。
それ以上喋るとあんたの大脳新皮質をポン酢につけて高級料亭で提供してやるんだから。
すまん。
Please spare me that horror. Still, these wisecracks are a welcome distraction.
夕立ならすぐに止むわよね。それまで待つか。
I see Kurisu's shadowy form move to sit in the staircase. Or on the staircase, there we go. I sit next to her.
なんで横になんで
喋るなと言ったのはお前だ、クリスティーナ。
あんまり近くに来ないでよ。今ぐらいの距離が限界だから。これ以上離れるとは言わないけど、これ以上近づいたら押し返すからな。
Our bodies gradually grow cold. We start shivering. Maybe I should take off my wet clothes. But if I do that, Carissa will just call me a perv again. Better not. My eyes gradually adjust to the darkness. I can see Carissa more clearly now. She's huddled up against the wall.
こっち見んな。
バカな。この暗さでは俺がどこを見ているかなどわからないはず。
Does she have infravision?
やっぱり見てたのか？
Damn, she used a leading question on me. That's such a high-level technique. I avert my eyes from Kurisu and take off my lab coat. That's when I notice my coat's torn at the shoulder.
屋上から避難した時にどこかに引っ掛けたか？
何の話？
いや、上着の肩口が破れかけていた。
岡部ってドジっ子だったの？
俺はマッドサイエンティスト属性であってドジっ子属性など持っていない。
It seems like forever since I've talked to Kurisu as Ho-Oh and Kyoma.
はいはい。
Kurisu suddenly holds out her hands.
ほら、貸しなさいよ。
何？
ちょうどソーイングセット持ってるから縫ってやると言っている。
ソーイングセットだと？お前が？
悪いか。
I hand over my coat as asked.
実験大好きっ子のくせにそんな家庭的なものを？
実験大好きっ子であると同時に家庭的な女の子かもしれないじゃない。
家庭的な女の子なのか？
相対的に見れば家庭的かもね。と言っても日本の女子高生の家庭的女の子指数がどれくらいか知らないけど。
There's an index for that. First I've heard of it. Kurisu skillfully threads the needle despite the darkness.
濡れてるから針が通りにくいな。
本当に偶然持っていたのか？
しつこい。そんなに私がソーイングセット持ってたら悪いの？
悪いとは言っていないが、まるで狙ったかのようだったからな。
つまりあんたが服を破ってしまうのを見越してあらかじめ用意していたって言ってもらいたいんですね。わかります。そんなわけあるか。それと勘違いしないでほしいんだけど、別に好きで縫ってあげてるわけじゃないんだからね。
出たな、ツンデレセリフ。
茶化すな。あんたが偶然服を破って私は偶然ソーイングセットを持っていた。だから縫ってあげている。それだけ。
偶然ね。まさかお前タイムリープしているということはないよな。
つまりあんたが服を破ってしまったからタイムリープして事前にソーイングセットを用意したって言ってもらいたいんですね。わかります。そんなわけあるか、そんなわけあるか。大事なことなので2回言いました。アンダースタン？
確かにわざわざタイムリープして対策を練るならばソーイングセットではなくタオルを用意しておくのが先だからな。
何それ、皮肉？文句ばっかり。
After working for a while, Kurisu cuts the string with her teeth, then hands me back the coat.
ほら、
ありがとう。
出来については暗くて確認できないけど、もし仮に出来が悪くても私の腕のせいじゃない。この暗さのせいよ、きっと。ちなみに糸の色についても何が出るかお楽しみに。
色もランダムなのか。
黒か赤かピンク、 確率は3分の1。
せめてピンクが出ないように祈ろう。寒いか？
まあね。
俺の上着を羽織るか？
それだって濡れてるでしょ。
まあそうだが。
Silence again. The words flow so naturally when it's just harmless banter, but 1 second of silence and suddenly we have nothing to say. It must be because of what happened yesterday. I'm so desperate to avoid the topic that nothing seems safe. I know I need to say something, but what?
結論は出た。
Her voice is barely a whisper, but I can hear her clearly in the silence of the empty stairwell. I look at Kurisu. She's hugging her knees to her chest, presumably against the cold. My decision. I know what she means. That's why I can't answer.
まだ悩んでるの？あんたってまゆりのこと好きなんでしょ？
何？
Where did that come from? Kurisu keeps staring into the darkness.
ただの錯覚かもしれないけど、私の心の中に奇妙な記憶というかデジャブみたいなものがある。そこではあんたはまゆりを助けようと必死になってて、一人で傷つきながらそれでも前に突き進もうとしてるの。
Kurisu too.
そんな岡部が私に相談をしてきて、そのひたむきに頑張ってる姿を見て、私も力になってあげたいと思ったり。って別にあんたを助けたいって思ったわけじゃないからな。私はあくまでまゆりを助けたいだけであって。とにかく私にはなぜかそんな錯覚が記憶のように残ってる。
So Kurisu's the same. She still has faint memories from previous world lines.
自己分析してみたけど、夢で見たものを現実と思い込んでるのか、単なる願望か、それぐらいの結論しか出なかった。ただこれだけははっきりしてる。あんたはまゆりを助けるべきなのよ。
怖くないのか？
To save my Yuri, I must undo the current world line. If I do that, Kurisu will die.
なんだか廃墟に迷い込んだみたい。
Kurisu suddenly changes the subject. She looks around in the dark, empty stairwell.
まるで世界中の電源が切られて、私たちだけ取り残されたみたい。ふと思うんだ。もしあんたがベータ世界線に行ったとする。みんなも一斉にそっちに移動するとしたら、私だけは移動できない。私だけが取り残される。そしたら世界中がこの場所みたいになっちゃうのかな。所詮これも仮説の一つだけど。
俺は
I need to say it.
お前も救う。まゆりだけじゃなくてお前も。
できもしないこと言わなくていい。
Kurisu cuts me off sharply, then buries her face in her knees.
怖くないかってさっき聞いた。怖いに決まってるでしょ。自分が 消えるかもしれない。自分だけが取り残されるかもしれない。あるいはあんただけがこの世界線からいなくなるかもしれない。誰もあんたがいなくなったことを認識してない世界がずっと続いていって、私は何事もなかったかのようにアメリカに帰るかもしれない。かもしれない。かもしれない。かもしれない。そんないろんな可能性を考えて、その度に絶望的な気分になる。でも
Krisu raises her head and spears me with a glare.
だからマユリを見殺しにしろなんて言えると思う？
クリス。
もうなんか寒いな。
Krisu grabs her own arms. In the darkness, I see her shoulders shaking.
濡れてる服着てるせいね。たくダメだ。こんなの全然論理的じゃない。仮説にすらなってない。全部根拠のない妄想。こんなしょうもない妄想を垂れ流す脳の機能をカットしてやりたい。
Now she's talking to herself in an angry tone. Krisu's always been calm when faced with the unknown. I admired her for that. I thought she was facing this calmly too, but I was wrong. Behind her cool facade, she was struggling to cope with the knowledge that her very existence was in jeopardy. She was fighting that fear all alone, and now it has finally come to surface. Of course she's afraid. However brilliant she may be, she's still just an 18-year-old girl. Krisu abruptly stands up. I realize that I no longer hear the sound of rain pounding on the roof.
聞いて、岡部。両方救うのは無理。そうでしょ。どうあがいたって確率は2分の1なの。
だが
じゃない。私の結論は変わらない。マユリを助けて。
I hear the pain in her voice, and also the resolve. Krisu's made up her mind. I look away and clench my fists. My nails dig into my palms.
そう簡単に諦めろっていうのか。お前を見捨てろっていうのか。そんなのできるはずがないだろう。
できるかできないかじゃない。あんたをやらなくちゃいけない。それしか道はない。
ダメだ。お前は俺たちの大切な仲間だ。俺はお前も見捨てない。
岡部。
Krisu drops to her knees and grabs me by the collar. I gasp for breath as she stares into my eyes. Her eyes are hard and stern. It's always like this when she scolds me. Always the same glare.
他に解決策があるの？ないんでしょ。私はマユリを犠牲にしてまで生きていたくない。もしマユリを助けなかったらあんたを一生恨むから。
This can't be happening. I hate this choice with no right answer. I hate the universe for being so cruel. And most of all, I hate myself for forcing Krisu to speak these words when she's the one with the most to lose. Tears well up in my eyes, but I bite my lip and hold them back. Is there really no other way? I can't bear it. I look straight back at Krisu as she holds me by the collar. I tightly embrace her slender body. Her clothes are still wet from the rain, but all I feel is warmth radiating from the core of her being.
お前はここにいるのにこんなのあんまりだ。
Tension drains from her back and her hands. She gives her whole body to my embrace.
ありがとう。私のためにそこまで苦しんでくれて。でももう十分。私は大丈夫だから。あとはマユリのことだけ考えて。
Despite her fear, Creasy's made her choice. It's time for me to do the same. I need to decide here and now the future of the world, which friend to let die. Holding Kurisu tightly, I whisper into her ear.
俺は諦めない。絶対にだ。
Kurisu suddenly pushes me away. She steps back, her face is hidden beneath her hair. But her fists are trembling. Her body exudes raw fury.
話にならない。このマザーバッカー。
お前、
私は大丈夫だって言ってんのに、何が諦めないだ。バカなの？死ぬの？英雄気取りか、この中二病患者が。できもしないくせにカッコつけてんじゃない。あんたの頭の悪さにはイライラする。なんで私の言うこと素直に聞き入れてくれないのよ。
俺は
あんたがマユリを助けることが相対的に判断してベストなのよ。一体何が気に入らないの。
相対的判断などクソくらいだ。
Kurisu stares at me in shock.
俺は神じゃない。気がついたらそれに等しい立場にいたけど全然違う。誰を助けて誰を見殺しにするかなんて俺はもう決められない。
Suzuha, Ferris, Lukaku. I sacrificed their happiness to save my Yuri. And the whole time a voice in the back of my head was asking, is this really okay? What gives me the right?
だから俺は今度こそ
This time, I want to save both of them without sacrificing anyone. Kurisu turns away with a frown, then starts tapping her foot in a clear gesture of displeasure.
どうせ無理よ。いつもあんた言ってるでしょ。シュタインズゲートの選択ってやつ。回避不能。回は出てる。岡部一人がどれだけ頑張ったって世界の維新には勝てない。
それでも俺はもがいてやる。
I won't lose my Yuri or Kurisu. I hear Kurisu grinding her teeth. Then she turns back to me.
勝手にしろ。私は手伝わないからな。もうアメリカに帰るつもりだし。さよなら。もう二度と会うこともないわね。法王院京馬さん。本当にバカだ。バカにも程がある。このバカ。
Kurisu disappears down the stairs, muttering insults until I can no longer hear her. Now alone, I sigh into the darkness. Kurisu's absolutely right. I can't think of a single way to save them both. I'm a fool. And yet, I have to try. But this time I won't have Kurisu's help. I have to fight the universe alone. How do I save both Kurisu and Mayuri? I can't use D-mail. Too much could go wrong. I don't want to make the same mistakes again. In the end, all I can do is time leap. Time leaping can't save my Yuri, but at least I can delay her death and give me time to find a solution. On this world line, my Yuri dies at 7:30 on the night of August 17th. That's about 26 hours from now. My battles have no end in sight. If only Suzuha were here, I could have asked her for advice. But even alone, I must find a way. So resolved, I start time leaping again to save my Yuri. I've done this before. When my Yuri died in the first timeline at Moeka's hands, I tried time leaping to prevent her death. But I only tried running away that time. This time, I try every approach I can think of. I try hiring bodyguards to protect my Yuri. I try taking my Yuri to South America, an entire world away from Japan. I try crippling CERN with attacks on their servers, the ones they don't need, the IBM 5100. I tried getting my Yuri admitted to a hospital. It's hard, but giving my Yuri's perfect health, but I manage. My goal is to keep her from dying by a heart attack. I try everything I can possibly imagine. However, every plan fails. My Yuri dies again and again and again. Sometimes it's murder, sometimes an accident. But every time I leap, my Yuri dies. Maybe it really is impossible to resist fate. As long as I remain on this world line, my Yuri can't be saved. Fate will kill her every time. From my Yuri's perspective, she only dies once. But I've seen her die dozens of times, all because of me. And yet, it no longer affects me as it used to. Little by little, I've grown desensitized to her death. In the beginning, I felt unbearable pain every time I saw her die, and murderous rage towards the ones responsible. Now I feel nothing. The realization stuns me. After dozens of leaps, I finally realize what should have been obvious from the beginning. I never leap back more than 26 hours. Why? I could go back as far as August 11th, one whole week in the past. Yet I never do. Why? Because I know that even if I do, nothing will change. I don't believe that anything will change. Every time my Yuri dies, I find myself thinking, another failure. What went wrong this time? I calmly analyze my Yuri's death, then take my data and head for the time leap machine with a sigh, like a gamer forced to, for the upteenth time, to restart a particularly difficult stage. I'm just going through the motions. I didn't even realize until this moment how routine it all became. Now that I have, my actions suddenly seem meaningless. I can't take another step. And that's how I find myself here, sitting motionless in front of the time leap machine. I've been staring at it for hours. When we got caught in the evening shower at Radicon Rooftop, my clothes got soaked, but now they're completely dry. My body temperature's dropped, but I don't even have the energy to warm myself up with a shower. I sluggishly get to my feet and pick up the headset. The sight of it fills me with resignation. Resignation. That's all. There's no desperate drive to save my Yuri. No hope that this time I might succeed. Those emotions are long gone. In truth, they've been gone since my argument with Kurisu. Deep down, I always knew that she was right. I pretended not to see it. I told myself that the time leap machine could solve everything. But that was just an excuse. A last attempt to satisfy my ego. In the end, all my doing is...
逃げるの?
I turn around in surprise, and there I see Kurisu standing in the doorway. I thought she never wanted to see me again. Why is she here?
なんで?
Kurisu ignores my question and fixes me with her usual glare.
タイムリープするのは逃げよ。
You don't have to tell me. I already know. I know all too well. In the end, all I'm doing is running away. Running from responsibility. Running from the decision. If I had known I would have to make this choice, then I would have refused Suzuha when she entrusted me with her mission.
これまでもマユリを助けるためっていう大義名分でたくさんの人を俺は傷つけてきたんだ。しかもそのことで感じる罪の意識もだんだん鈍っていくんだ。人としてのまともな感覚が失われていくんだ。
だったらなんで今あんたは迷ってる？
タイムリープマシンっていう保険が効かないからかもな。俺はこのマシンを使いこなしてなんていなくて振り回されているだけなのかも。
逃げたって苦しくなるだけ。
She suddenly looks away. Then she leans against the wall and smiles bitterly.
私がそうだから。
Is Kurisu running too? From what?
今の岡部見てられない。自分の顔鏡で見た。急に老けたように見える。心がボロボロになってるんじゃない？そこまで思い悩まずに私の言うことを素直に受け入れればいいんだ。さっき言った通り、あんたはここにとどまっちゃいけない。ベータ世界線に行きなさい。マユリが死なない世界へ。それがあんたのためでもあるし、私のためでもある。
She's right. I have no other options left. No more demails, no more time leaps. There's no perfect world where both Kurisu and Mayuri live. Maybe there are things I have yet to try, but I'm certain that all of them will end in vain. As long as I stay on this world line, Mayuri will die. And if I go to the beta world line, Kurisu will die. We'll never be able to talk like this again. It's only been 20 days since we met, and yet memories of Kurisu flash before my eyes.
ちょっと勝手に殺さないでくれますか？私ピンピンしてますんで。例えば実際に皆さんが体ごと過去や未来へ行くことができるようなタイムマシンを作るにはまず何が必要か考えてみましょう。誰がクリスティーナだ？一言も言っとらんわ。これまでの自分を否定したくないの。たとえ失敗ばかりだったとしてもそれを含めて今の自分があるんだから。私たちひょっとするととんでもないものを作っちゃったかもしれない。前にあんた言ってくれたでしょ。私のこと大切な仲間だって。あれ結構嬉しかったっていうか。じゃあ電話レンジの改良が終わったら一緒についてきて。あんたの力になりたい。ありがとう。私のためにそこまで苦しんでくれて。
So much has happened these past 20 days. We argued. We exchanged insults. We made incredible discoveries together, and when confronted with the implications, we shared our fears. Whenever I hit a dead end with my struggle to save my Yuri, I always turned to Kurisu for help. She always listened. She always believed me. And I helped her too, when she was distraught over her father. We promised to go to Aomori together. Without this girl genius on our side, we would not have the time leap machine. Proud, passionate Makise Kurisu, always strong, or at least pretending to be. A little nosy too, and serious to a fault. Before I knew it, she had become the center of the lab. From the very beginning, I was attracted to her radiant confidence. I found myself mesmerized by her every gesture, hanging on her every word. I listened enraptured whenever she presented her latest theory. At the end of the day, the reason I never called her by her name was because I was too embarrassed. I admired her. I longed for her. I didn't want to admit it to myself. Only now do I realize the truth. I love her. And that is why I wanted so desperately to save her. She's not just a fellow lab member. To me, Kurisu's far more than that. And yet, I have no choice. In the end, everything she said was right.
俺はお前を助けられない。すまない。
In a desperate attempt to hold back my tears, I bite my lip tightly. The taste of blood spreads throughout my mouth.
なんでよりによってクリスなんだって思う。くそ。
I pound my fist on the table. Silence. Nothing moves. Outside the windows, only darkness. Is this what it's like to be the only person left in the world?
ねえ岡部、あんたがベータ世界線に行ったら、こうして仲間として一緒に過ごした記憶はマユリや橋田からは消えちゃうのよね。
Kurisu's cheeks start to redden, and she turns away.
岡部は私のこと覚えててくれる？
Her voice is barely a whisper.
お前のことは絶対に忘れない。誰よりも大切な女のことを忘れたりしない。
それって何バカなこと言ってんのよ。
事実だ。
それは証明が必要。それがないと私は方程式を用意できない。
Kurisu's getting flustered for some reason.
ACTH の分泌過剰になり、ガンマ波から確率共鳴が起きてヒルベルト曲線のハウストルフ次元は無限大と仮定されるわけだから、つまり全近線はポジトロン断層法で計測して。
ACTH, short for that. Secreted in response to stress.
クリス。
I speak her name. Our eyes meet.
俺はお前が好きだ。
Kreese looks away. Her face is bright red.
お前は
言いますと
お前は俺のことどう思ってる？
知りたいのか
Kreese suddenly looks at me straight in the eye. Her face is still red, but her expression's firm. She walks straight up to me, grabs me by the collar, and jerks me towards her.
目を閉じろ
Did I make her mad? Perhaps Kreese hates me for some reason. Maybe she really did mean all those insults she said to me. That would be really sad. I slowly lick my trembling lips and timidly try to ask a question.
なぜ目を？
いいから閉じなさいよ
I do as I'm told, though I still don't know why she's so angry. My collar's still in Kreese's grip. Abruptly, I feel a soft sensation against my lips. The faint scent of citrus tickles my nose. When I open my eyes in surprise, I see Kreese's face scant millimeters away. And then I understand what has happened. She's kissing me. Her lips are very warm. My mind goes blank. I'm unable to think. I want to stay like this forever. But soon, our lips separate. Kreese looks down shyly.
別にしたくてしたんじゃないからたださっき約束したでしょ私のこと忘れないでってより強烈な感情とともに海馬に記名されたエピソード記憶は忘却されにくいのよそれに岡部は変態童貞だからファーストキスのことについて聖地化リハーサルが行われるはずでそれはすぐに長期記憶になってそうそう忘れないかって思ってそれで
Elaborate rehearsal. In psychology, the act of transferring short-term memory to long-term memory. This is done by attaching meaning to the matter to be remembered, or by relating the matter to some other familiar memory.
どうしても岡部にだけは私のこと忘れてほしくなかったから
My heart fills with love for Kreese as she makes her frantic excuses. What a relief. Kreese wasn't mad. She was just trying to hide her embarrassment. I want to be with her even more. I want to talk to her even more. I want to learn even more about her. But I know that wish can never come true. My chest tightens. I feel like I'm suffocating. Desperate to keep my emotions under control, I place my own hands on top of Kreese's, which are still grabbing my collar.
残念だったな。俺はこれがファーストキスではない。
生意気な童貞のくせに
うるさい、少女。
I remember playfully kissing my Yuri in elementary school. And just a little while ago, I forcibly kissed Moeka to silence her. But that was on another world line, and now it never happened, so I guess it doesn't count.
そうかあんたは初めてじゃなかったのね
そうだ。だから今のは印象としては弱い。長期記憶にはならないかもしれない。
I'm lying, of course. I've never felt such an intense kiss as that. The shock was like a lightning bolt to the brain. But still, I'm lying. Because if I miss this opportunity, I'll never be able to touch Kurisu again. This is my last chance.
だからもう一度だ。
Kurisu fidgets. She usually glares at me harshly, but now she's avoiding my eyes.
絶対に忘れたくないから。念には念を入れる。
I decide to take the initiative. I wrap my arm gently around Kurisu's waist and pull her slender body against mine.
それならしょうがないな。
Kurisu looks up at me shyly.
キスだけどうぞ。
What is she worried I'll do?
ちゃんとその優しくして。
I run my fingers softly through her hair. Then I slowly bend down.
岡部。
We're both shy, so we end up pecking at each other's lips with like two small birds. Then we draw back and look at each other. Kurisu's eyes are wet. Tears are running down her cheeks. I kiss them away. They're salty.
忘れないで。
We press our lips together again. Stronger than the first time. Longer than the first time. I never want to let go. We embrace each other tightly, our feelings too powerful to contain. We seek each other's warmth again and again. Locked in our embrace, we feel each other's breath. We feel each other's scent. We feel each other's taste.
時間が。
Kurisu's whispers resonates throughout our embrace.
あっという間に過ぎていく。今だけはアインシュタインに文句を言いたい気分。時間は絶対的じゃない。アインシュタインは時間が人や状況によって長くなったり短くなったりするものなんだって科学的に証明した。ねえ岡部、相対性理論ってとてもロマンチックでとても切ないものだね。
How does Kurisu feel about me? In the end, she never really answered my question. Early morning, Akihabara Station. Kurisu standing before the entrance with her huge suitcase beside her. She waves to me shyly as I approach. Then she blushes and shoots me her usual glare. After that kiss, Kurisu went back to her hotel to pack. That suitcase must hold everything that she brought to Japan. She's going back to America.
それじゃ
マユリとダルは本当に呼ばなくていいのか。
なんだかみんなに見送られると辛くなるから。岡部だけなら何のためらいもなく日本を立てる。ジョークよ。
Kurisu looks like she's about to cry. I'm sure I look just as sad, but I won't cry. I don't have that right.
手土産だ。持っていけ。
I hand her future gadget number 2, Bamboo Helicam. It's a bamboo helicopter equipped with a CCD camera, which allows it to record video in the air. A truly groundbreaking invention. But, sadly, due to its constant high-speed rotation, the video it produces tends to cause motion sickness.
いらねえ。
いいから。そんなにかさばるわけじゃないし。
I wanted to give her future gadget number 7, Ghost in the Ball, but it was too big. Krisu accepts bamboo helicam with a strained smile.
しょうがないから受け取っておく。
And then silence. No words of farewell. We just look at each other.
青森。一緒に行けなかったな。
うん。でもこの2週間なんだかんだで楽しかった。マユリア、橋田によろしくね。
Kurisu spreads her arms wide. Without a moment's hesitation, I step forward and embrace the girl genius one last time.
岡部、頑張って。
元気で。
Kurisu smiles faintly, then turns and walks toward the entrance with her suitcase in hand. I watch her go, unable to move a muscle. I want to stop her. I want to wrap my arms around her and tell her to stay with me forever. But I can't. This is what we decided. To save my Yuri. To save the future. I'm sorry, Kurisu. I can't save you. Krisu will disappear. She'll be left behind on this world line. There's no place for her in the coming world.
俺はマキセクリスのことを、マキセクリスのぬくもりを絶対に忘れない。
I don't know whether Krisu hears my words. She keeps walking. Stride steady. Back straight. Long, silky hair fluttering in the wind. She's quickly fading into the distance. But I can tell. I see her shoulders trembling. We will never meet again. Our world lines will never cross again. I'm glad I met you, Krisu. I would have been lost without you. I love you. Goodbye. I stand there in the entrance as commuters file past until long after she's vanished from sight. After that, afraid that any motion, any thought might cause the tears to fall.
それではこれよりオペレーションベルダンディ最終フェーズを開始する。
My Yuri and Daru turn to me and nod. Today is the last day of Kamima. Daru wanted to attend, of course, but a little begging convinced him to prioritize the operation. I take a look around the lab. These 20 days have been madness. It's incredible to think that at one point this lab had a whole 8 members. And now we're back to 3. The memories we made. The experiences we shared. To save my Yuri, I'll undo them all. There is sorrow in me, guilt too. I engrave them deeply inside my heart. I'll never forget. I mustn't forget these long, yet short summer days. But still, I choose to erase our memories. I choose to return everything to normal. Suzuha's mission is irrelevant. I'm not doing this for the future. As long as my Yuri lives, nothing else matters.
ダル、始めてくれ。
いいんだな。
ああ。
オキドキ。
Daru starts typing on the IBM 5100. It's already connected to his main computer. This will get us into CERN's central database, where they keep the data they mine with Echelon. There we'll locate the first email I sent on July 28th and erase all trace of its existence. With this, I can reach the Beta World line. At last, Mayuri will be safe. I look at Mayuri. She's on the couch, sitting straight as a ramrod with her grandmother's pocket watch pressed to her ear. She stays still, her eyes closed. Whenever Mayuri wants to calm down, she listens to the sound of that pocket watch. Earlier, I told Mayuri everything. I guess she's come to terms with it in her own way. The actual work I've left to Daru, no problems there. While waiting for him to finish, I walk into the development room. In the center of the room is the time leap machine. I squat down and gently brush my fingers against the microwave surface. It's cool to the touch. I've made irreplaceable friends because of this thing. And because of this thing, I've hurt them. But I don't want to blame the tool. It's how you use the tool that matters. And I've got to admit, it's saved me more than once. But still, once this is over, I'll destroy the time leap machine. We must never make the same mistakes again.
オカリン見つけた。待ってやったぞこれ。
あったのか。俺が送った D メールが。
しっかり残ってるよ。
Daru points at a string of characters. My name is there, followed by the message I wrote about Kurisu's death. 3 lines total, each 12 characters long. This data led CERN to our doorstep. At FB's instruction, Moeka and the Rounders attacked. If Suzuha is right, then by erasing this data, we'll escape the attractor field Alpha, where CERN dominates the future. That will take us to attractor field Beta, to the Beta world line within the range of convergence, to a future without Mayuri's death. Mayuri standing next to me, gazing intently at the monitor. She grasps my hand firmly.
おかり。
大丈夫だ。
She looks anxious, so I pat her head to calm her down.
エンターキーを押せばデータ消せるようになってる。
Daru stands up and gestures to the open seat.
その儀式はオカリンに譲るわ。
I sit down and face the keyboard. This time it ends. Kurisu's face floats through my mind. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. Goodbye, Kurisu. Slowly, I raise my right hand and extend my index finger.
勝利の時は来た。
Daru twitches at my cry.
この俺はあらゆる陰謀に屈せず己の信念を貫きついにラグナロックを戦い抜いたのだ。この勝利のため我が手足となって戦ってくれた仲間たちに感謝を。
One press of this key, and Kurisu will die. I firmly grip my coat at the shoulder, where it's been stitched together with jagged pink thread.
訪れるのは俺が望んだ世界なり。
I wish for Mayuri to live, and Kurisu to die. That's the truth, and I must never forget it.
すべてはシュタインズゲートの選択である。
This is the choice of Okabe Rintaro.
世界は再構成される。
I swing down my index finger. And at the exact same time, I hear the lab door open. My eyes dart toward the sound. There in the doorway stands Kurisu. Her face is flushed. Was she running? Why is she here? She should be on her way to the airport right now. Kurisu's looking at me. Her eyes are glistening, but her face is all smiles. Did she come back for me? In a split second of frozen time, I imagine I hear her voice. We didn't say goodbye, she says. Immediately afterward, my finger strikes the enter key. The world starts to warp. The timeline is being rewritten. I feel my consciousness being sucked into the vortex. Reading Steiner. Divergence is changing. The warp accelerates. Kurisu. Daru. Mayuri. Everything inside the lab is shifting. Color fades as my consciousness leaves this world line. I turn to face Kurisu, desperate to burn this last sight of her into my eyes. She raises her hand.
さよなら。私も岡部のことが。
Hold on a second. I'm not making the same mistake. The world gradually stops spinning. Little by little, color returns. I look to the door. She was standing there just a moment ago. My assistant Christina, Makise Kurisu. Now she's gone, vanished like a dream. I look around the room. Next to me is Daru. Behind me is Mayuri. Everything's where it should be. It looks like nothing's changed at all. I gently touch my coat's shoulder where Kurisu fixed a torn seam. It's gone. My coat isn't torn. The stitches, uneven from being, from having been sewn in the dark, have disappeared. There's no trace of that ridiculous pink thread. I stand up and head to the development room. Underneath the table, the time leap machine. No. That's not the time leap machine. That's the phone wave named subject to change. The upgrades Kurisu made are gone. Nothing's changed. The world is exactly the same. In all respects, save one. Kurisu was never here. Every trace of her has vanished. Kurisu's nowhere now. Nowhere except in my memories. Mayuri and Daru are looking at me.
なあ、ラボメンナンバー004は誰だっけ？
I need to ask. Even though I know what the answer will be.
オカリン、ラボメンには004の人はいないよ。
それとも名前すら明かされてない隠れメンバーが幼女なら許す。
いや、
I knew that it would be like this. But the fact that they forgot her existence is so saddening, so frightening. I'm the only person in the world who remembers Makise Kurisu as lab member 004. So I won't forget. I alone will live with her memory engraved upon my heart. Now, time to proclaim my triumph. There are still things that must be done, and many sacrifices were made to get here. But despite all that, this is my victory. I've won. Mayuri and Daru stare in wonder at my abrupt laughter.
今ここにラグナロックの勝敗は決した。この俺、狂気のマッドサイエンティストである法王院京馬は、そのアインシュタインにも匹敵する IQ170 の霊理なる頭脳により、機関およびセレンのあらゆる攻撃に対し時空を操ることで完全に勝利したのだ。まさに俺は神に等しき存在となった。そしてたどり着いたこの大いなる地平、我が野望が叶う世界、世界の支配構造はリセットされ、混沌の未来が待つであろう。これこそがシュタインズ。
オカリン。
Mayuri suddenly throws her arms around me. I freeze, utterly taken aback. Daru looks as confused as I am. Mayuri looks up at me and smiles. It's the gentlest smile I've ever seen.
もういいんだよ。
何を言ってるんだ。俺は今華麗なる勝利宣言を。
だって今のオカリン泣き出しそうな顔してるんだもん。ねえ、無理しないで。前にも言ったよね。マユシーはオカリンの重荷にはなりたくないって。もうその口調続けなくてもいいんだよ。辛いなら普通に戻ってオカリンの心をね、さらけ出してもいいんだよ。
俺は
もうマユシーのことは気にしなくていいから。マユシーは大丈夫だから。オカリンはね、オカリンのために泣いてもいいんだからね。何があったのかはわからないけど、泣いてもいいんだよ。
And just like that, the mask shatters. All it took was one word from Mayuri. Mayuri, the sister I never had, the girl who always needed my protection. I had to save her. That was my purpose. I even sacrificed the girl I loved. But now I finally realize that it's over. Mayuri's safe. I'm free. Once more, I see Kurisu's face in my mind's eye. I recall the warmth of her body, the softness of her lips, the weight of her last words. One by one, they pound against my heart. I can't bear it anymore.
オカリン、マジで泣いてんの？
My vision blurs. Tears run down my cheeks.
俺は
A tidal wave of emotion crashes over me. Nothing remains to hold back. I'll never see Kurisu again. That knowledge shreds my heart. I can't hold back my sobs. I can't hold back my tears. This is the world I've been searching for. A world where Mayuri doesn't die. And yet, it's missing the person most precious to me. It's too much. It's too cruel. Why did it have to be Carissa? Why was I forced to choose? Why did she send me off with a smile? I cling to Mayuri. She strokes my hair gently. I surrender to my grief. Three days have passed since then, and Mayuri's still alive. Moeka and the Rounders have not attacked, and Tenoji has shown no sign of moving against us. Daru has been visiting May Queen as usual, while Mayuri has been working on costume designs for next Kamima. Everything's back to normal. Everything save for the hole in my heart. I'm standing by the dumpster out back of the lab. We just finished dumping the last of the trash. This morning, I called Daru, and together we dismantled the phone wave in the IBN 5100.
はあ、もったいねえな。IBN5100 は売ればプレミアつくのに。
それよりね、ラボから電子レンジがなくなっちゃったよ。マユシーはもうジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンを食べられないのです。
電子レンジぐらい拾ってくればいいだろう。
We no longer need the phone wave, that miraculous time machine built by coincidence. I brought Kurisu into my life, but at the same time, it made many people suffer. It must never be used again, not by me, not by anyone. It's time for the phone wave to die, and with it, the insane mad scientist Hoen Kyoma, Lord of Space and Time. I recall what Kurisu once said.
これまでの自分を否定したくないの。たとえ失敗ばかりだったとしても、それを含めて今の自分があるんだから。
I gaze upon, once more upon the scrap heap that was future gadget number 8. We stripped it down to the last bolt and circuit board. Surely no one can rebuild it now. Time travel is too much power for any human to wield. We won't need demails or time leaps. Even if nothing in the future is guaranteed. Even though I may die tomorrow. Life was never meant to be redone. And that's fine by me. Wouldn't you say so too, Kurisu? I look up at the sky, and even though it's the middle of the day, I can see a single star shining. Maybe it's Venus. Which suddenly reminds me.
過去にだって今すぐ行けますよ。夜になったら望遠鏡で空を覗いてみてください。何万年も前の光を見ることができるでしょう。
Every night, we casually travel through time. That's what Kurisu said. And each and every word she spoke, I carve into my heart. So that I'll never let them slip from memory. For as long as my life endures.
共に燃える消化すから羽ばたきで光の軌跡残し地平線越えてゆく神にあらないし騎士たちは進むだろう振り向かずただ前時を見つめるものの眼差しさえすり抜けて
So I've got bad news. Without replaying through the entire course of the game, you can't see the Mayuri ending. Unfortunately, you have to pick every incorrect option from the very beginning to end up with the Mayuri ending. You can't have any ending flag selected. So without me going through and replaying it for what is probably a very depressing ending, I'm not going to do it. I can't imagine it turns out very well. So I won't. So I hope you find some peace in this ending and you've enjoyed Steins Gate. YouTube, if you really want to see it, you can go see it on YouTube yourself. But I don't really want to go through right now and do it. So, I guess that's it. Thanks for hanging out, friends, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. True ending? Nah. Since you motherfuckers can't behave and let there be any sense of tension in this fucking video game, you don't deserve it. But we are very lucky because we're at the end. There's nothing left to be spoiled now. I guess we'll do the true ending. If you can shut up about it. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get some water, go cry a little bit, and then we'll try again. See you in a sec. Hello, my friends, I'm back. So while I was joking about the true ending, I'm not actually going to do my Yuri's ending. just to make that clear, I'm not going to do that part. So if you are curious about it, you'll probably need to go out of your way and do it, because I don't think it'll make great for streaming to get to that point. Maybe a different day, I'll go and do it all off stream, and then like throw the ending at you, the final chapter. But it's not gonna happen today. Anyways, give me a second, let me get the game back up, and we'll do it all again. So the problem with this chapter is the big decision happens at like the very beginning. And you have to go through like the whole fucking chapter, and I'm not sure if anything significant changes between the start of the chapter and I would guess the rainstorm. So I'm gonna skim it lightly and see if there's any differences. Paradox Meltdown. Let me be alone. I need to think. And there we go. That was the last thing I needed to do. If you weren't aware, if you didn't see the flowchart at the, gosh, what chapter was it? Chapter like 5, I had to pull it out. There are some very specific text messages that you have to send throughout the course of the game. So that's it. You gotta pick the right things. Generally, most of them are just being nice to Kurisu. That's it. There's some that are a little confusing. But that's pretty much all of it. I'm going to make a save. This is mostly all the same. It goes by real fast, but I don't think anything changes in this part. Sorry, what was that? Railroad Fanatic, yep. Still on her way. Okay. Stop me for the call. I don't think the call matters at all. I'll take it. Why not? Hi, Mayuri. It seems like it's about all the same.
偶然。確かに。わざわざタイムリープして対策を練るならば、ソーイングセットではなく。
別にあんたを助けたいって思ったわけじゃないからな。私たちだけ取り残されたみたい。ふと思うんだ。もしあんたがベータ世界線に行ったとする。
Yeah, this is the same too.
みんなも一斉に。
I'll make a save here, just in case I like skip too far. I'm just gonna let it go. Yep, same thing.
逃げるの？
タイムリープマシンっていう保険が。
ちょっと勝手に殺さないでくれますか？私ピンピンしてますんで。例えば実際に皆さんが体ごと過去や未来へ行くことができるようなタイムマシンを作るにはまず何が必要？
Hold on. Apologies. Nope. Other button. Load.
もしあん
I was kind of expecting it to, like, diverge before this point, but I guess it's literally, like, as he's pressing the button, so... Yep. Okay.
その儀式は
勝利の時は来た。この俺はあらゆる陰謀に屈せず己の信念を貫き、ついにラグナロックを戦い抜いたのだ。この勝利のため我が手足となって戦ってくれた仲間たちに感謝を。
One press of this key and Kurisu will die. I firmly grip my coat at the shoulder where it had been stitched together with jagged pink thread.
訪れるのは俺が望んだ世界なり。
I wish for Mayuri to live and for Kurisu to die. That's the truth, and I must never forget it.
すべてはシュタインズゲートの選択である。
This is the choice for Okabe Rintaro.
世界は再構成される。
I swing down my index finger. And at the exact same time, I hear the lab door open. My eyes dart toward the sound. There in the doorway stands Kurisu. Her face is flushed. Was she running? Why is she here? She should be on her way to the airport right now. Kurisu's looking at me. Her eyes are glistening, but her face is all smiles. Did she come back for me? In a split second of frozen time, I imagine I hear her voice. We didn't say goodbye, she says. Immediately afterward, my finger strikes the enter key. Wait! Hold on! What? Concern. The timeline's being rewritten. I feel my consciousness being sucked into the vortex. Reading Steiner. Divergence is changing. The warp accelerates. Did I pick the wrong one? Did I accidentally reload a different one that I shouldn't have? Color fades as my consciousness leaves the world line. I turn to face Kurisu, desperate to burn this last sight of her into my eyes. She raises her hand.
さよなら。私も岡部のことが。
The world gradually stops spinning. Little by little, color returns. I look to the door. She was just standing there moments ago. My assistant Christina, Mikise Kurisu. Now she's gone, vanished like a dream. I look around the room. Next to me is Daru. Behind me is Mayuri. Everything is where it should be. It looks like nothing's changed at all. I gently touch my coat's shoulder where Kurisu fixed the torn seam. It's gone. My coat isn't torn. The stitches, uneven from having been sewn in the dark, have disappeared. There's no trace of that ridiculous pink thread. I stand up and head to the development room. Underneath the table, the time leap machine. No, it's not the time leap machine. That's the phone wave, named subject to change. The upgrades Kurisu made are gone. Nothing has changed. The world is exactly the same. In all respects save one. Kurisu was never here. Every trace of her has vanished. Nowhere except in my memories. Mayuri and Daru are looking at me.
なあ、ラボメンナンバー004は誰だっけ？
I need to ask. Even though I know what the answer will be.
オカリン、ラボ面には004の人はいないよ。
それとも名前すら明かされてない隠れメンバーが幼女なら許す。
いや、
I knew that it would be like this. But the fact that they forgot her existence is so saddening, so frightening. I'm the only person in the world who remembers Mikise Kurisu as lab member 004. So I won't forget. I alone will live with her memory engraved upon my heart. Now, time to proclaim my triumph. There are still things that must be done, and many sacrifices were made to get here. But despite all that, this is my victory. I have won. Mayuri and Daru stare in wonder at my abrupt laughter.
今ここにラグナロックの勝敗を決したこの俺、狂気のマッドサイエンティストである法王院京馬は、そのアインシュタインにも匹敵する IQ170 の霊理なる頭脳により、機関及びセレンのあらゆる攻撃に対し時空を操ることで完全に勝利したのだ。まさに俺は神に等しき存在となった。そしてたどり着いたこの大いなる地平、我が野望が叶う世界、世界の支配構造はリセットされ、混沌の未来が待つであろう。これこそがシュタインズ。
オカリン、
Mayuri suddenly throws her arms around me. I freeze, utterly taken aback. Daru looks as confused as I am. Mayuri looks up at me and smiles. It's the gentlest smile I've ever seen.
もういいんだよ。
何を言ってるんだ。俺は今華麗なる勝利宣言を。
だって今のオカリン泣き出しそうな顔してるんだもん。ねえ、無理しないで。前にも言ったよね。マユシーはオカリンの重荷にはなりたくないって。もうその口調続けなくてもいいんだよ。辛いなら普通に戻ってオカリンの心をね、さらけ出してもいいんだよ。
俺は
もう マユシーのことは気にしなくていいから。マユシーは大丈夫だから。オカリンはね、オカリンのために泣いてもいいんだからね。何があったのかはわからないけど、泣いてもいいんだよ。
And just like that, the mask shatters. All it took was one word from Mayuri. Mayuri, the sister I never had, the girl who always needed my protection. I had to save her. That was my purpose. I even sacrificed the girl I loved. But now I finally realize that it's over. Mayuri's safe. I'm free. Once more, I see Kurisu's face in my mind's eye. I recall the warmth of her body, the softness of her lips, the weight of her last words. One by one, they pound against my heart. I can't bear it anymore.
オカリン、マジで泣いてんの？
My vision blurs. Tears run down my cheeks.
俺は
A tidal wave of emotion crashes over me. Nothing remains to hold it back. I'll never see Kurisu again. That knowledge shreds my heart. I can't hold back my sobs. I can't stop my tears. This is the world I've been searching for. A world where Mayuri does not die. And yet, it's missing the person most precious to me. It's too much. It's too cruel. Why did it have to be Kurisu? Why was I forced to choose? Why did she send me off with a smile? I cling to Mayuri. She strokes my hair gently. I surrender to my grief. 3 days have passed since then, and Mayuri's still alive. Moeka and the Rounders have not attacked, and Tenoji has shown no sign of moving against us. Daru has been visiting May Queen as usual, while Mayuri has been working on costume design for next Kamima. Everything's back to normal. Everything's save for the hole in my heart. I'm standing by the dumpster out back of the lab. We just finished dumping the last of the trash. This morning I called Daru, and together we dismantled the phone wave and the IBN 5100.
はあ、もったいねえな。IBN5100 は売ればプレミアつくのに。
それよりね、ラボから電子レンジがなくなっちゃったよ。マユシーはもうジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンを食べられないのです。
電子レンジぐらい拾ってくればいいだろう。
We no longer need the phone wave, the miraculous machine, or time machine built by coincidence. It brought Kurisu into my life. But at the same time, it made many people suffer. It must never be used again, not by me, not by anyone. It's time for the phone wave to die, and with it, the insane mad scientist, Hoen Kyoma, Lord of Space and Time. I recall what Kurisu once said.
これまでの自分を否定したくないの。たとえ失敗ばかりだったとしても、それを含めて今の自分があるんだから。
I gaze once more upon the scrap heap that was Future Gadget number 8. We stripped it down to the last bolt and circuit board. Surely no one can rebuild it now. Time travel is too much power for any human to wield. We don't need demails or time leaps. Even if nothing in the future is guaranteed. Even though I may die tomorrow. Life was never meant to be redone. And that's fine by me. Wouldn't you say so too, Kurisu? I look up at the sky, and even though it's the middle of the day, I can see a single star shining. Maybe it's Venus. Which suddenly reminds me.
過去にだって今すぐ行けますよ。夜になったら望遠鏡で空を覗いてみてください。何万年も前の光を見ることができるでしょう。
Every night we casually travel through time. That's what Krisu said. And each and every word she spoke, I carve into my heart, so that I'll never let them slip from memory. For as long as my life endures. Bro. Oh. I'm scared. Oh. I tried answering my phone.
はい、もしもし。え、誰が？僕が？お父さん？君の？何言ってんの？は？岡部倫太郎に代われ？なあ、オカリン。謎の女が代わってくれってさ。
誰だ？
お願い、今すぐラジカンの屋上に来て。
だから誰だよ。
私は2036年から来た。そこにいる橋田至の娘。名前は天音鈴葉。
ちょっと待て。鈴葉がなんでここにいるんだ。
She said to meet her on the roof of the Radicon. When I get there, I find it cordoned off. The roof was off limits to begin with, but now it's also part of a crime scene. As if I need another reminder of the murder that took place here 3 weeks ago. I duck under the yellow tape and open the door. The lock is still broken. I can hardly breathe after running up the stairs to get here. As I gasp for air, I look across the stark white concrete. And naturally, my eyes go straight to the satellite sitting smack dab in the middle of the roof.
嘘だろ。
That might be a good idea. I don't really want to rush through this. We are 3 hours into the stream, and I imagine that this might actually take a lot of time to get completed. So, fuck. As much as I want to finish this right here and right now, I also want to respect your time. So, fuck. I think we might wait till tomorrow. and do chapter 11. As badly as I want to sit here and finish it right now. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait till tomorrow and finish it. So I can cry through the credits again. Anyways. Yeah, we'll do chapter 11 tomorrow, I guess. Fuck. Alright. Well. That's okay. I want this to take as long as it needs. But that's it for Steins Gate. We'll do it again tomorrow. I'll see you, friends. I hope you had a good one. And I can't wait for the end of chapter 11. So, see you soon.